on Spaces. Should be a fun night. We got a lot to talk about, I feel like, with this Worlds Collide and every other thing that's going on in the wrestling world. George coming in. There he is. Approve. Oh, there he was. I like it. I'm all about it. Nope. Try to be the same, especially tonight. I'm going to a concert after this, so it should be fun.
Who are you seeing?
Band
Somebody
called,
I'm not going to know, probably.
Probably not. They're called Sunny Day Real Estate.
Nope.
I mean, they're somewhat popular, but I mean, it's a 1,500 person venue that they're selling out. Go to see Nine Inch Nails on Tuesday, so that'll be.
I know that one.
I was gonna say that one. I feel like at least most people know. And happy early birthday to you.
Yeah, I got couple more hours of being in my 50s. Woo! All right.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows, while people file in here, we're gonna be a little out of order tonight. We're gonna do a quick review of Worlds Collide, and then we'll open it up for open mic night. I think that was the plan, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We can get a clip out of this for tomorrow.
Yeah, and people usually file in slowly anyway. You know, I feel like there's no. Most people remember, but let them file in for it for sure.
You know what was pretty funny about this Worlds Collide thing?
What's that?
Starting at 10 o'clock Eastern. When I went to bed, I had it kind of on, but I was fading, so I just turned it off and looked at the viewers, and it was that 647,000 people were watching it. I'm like, well, okay. 10 o'clock start, I get that. Well, I woke up in the morning to watch it. It was at 1.3 million.
I'm sure.
I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
I was watching it live. I was watching it live, and I was trying to see the point of the other, like which because there's 3 channels it runs on. It's the ESPN, the WWE and Espanol, and then the actual Lucha channel, the AAA channel. They were all pretty decent. Yeah, I was saying it kept going up, and I know for the main event when I saw it was definitely like it was the peak of it for sure, which is cool because they start. I mean that's what past midnight and Eastern time. I mean, but they do that for boxing. I mean, the boxing match the next night, the main event didn't go on till after that. So,
which I didn't watch either. But.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just not really that into boxing. Like, it's cool. And like, if there was like a group or like a friends kind of thing or a watch, like I've done that before when I've watched it. Like if my friend has pay per view or whatever. But just
remember we talked about the difference. What I was hoping wouldn't happen happened. The Las Vegas crowd wasn't as good as the Mexican crowd, so they got to keep doing those in Mexico, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty good, but
but they weren't.
I think it's got to go back. I think you got to do like 2 in Mexico, 1 in the U.S. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to go somewhere. You know where to go. Southern California, that area.
I mean, Vegas isn't that far though from it.
But there was a noticeable difference. I noticed it when I watched it back Saturday morning. Yeah, like when you watch an event from Mexico.
Oh yeah,
they're hot throughout the whole thing. During the Natty Apache match, they were kind of quiet.
Yeah,
which I understood, but the Mexican crowd would have been playing
more of because they did the U.S. crowd versus the no, it makes sense. You're right because they were definitely like cheering and enjoying this stuff, but there wasn't as much going in, and there wasn't the big popping for like every little silly moment. They're popping for like Mr. Iguana and.
Well, how did it start off? How do we start? Let's get to the beginning and go right through it then.
No, it started off with the 8-man tag match, the Lucha Showcase with La Parca, Octagon Jr., Laredo Kid, and Mascarita Sagrada versus Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, Lince Dorado, and the Mini Abismo Negro, which was funny when he was going when he was kind of doing his crazy stuff and going off. I just tweeted, where's Omos when you need him? And I tagged him, didn't think anything of it. Hey, the guy liked my tweet, so that was fun.
Under his government name.
Yeah, the Joshua Agbana Bobab or whatever. Yeah. I think he should be for the way they do AAA, I think he could be a decent, maybe a big star there. No pun intended on his size, but he's
probably sporadically though.
Yeah, they used him right in that other one. Now, was the Battle Royal that he won, was that for a title shot of anything? Do you win anything of that, or was it just like all right. No, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Unless I missed some stipulation that I wasn't paying attention to. But
it actually started off after they did the anthems and stuff. Penta came out and cut a promo, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, it was a good beginning. It was the exact beginning we thought it would be.
Mm-hmm. get the crowd up, have fun, you have your great spots. And the match was, it was there's the most like American style, but lucha match it could be. There was a very lucha heavy. They were doing the rope tricks and
that slingshot was awesome.
Ooh, he almost overshot it on that first one.
He did overshoot it. The guy caught him mid-arrow going over his head.
Yeah, and slowed him down enough so that impact. Woo! That was, I knew you could get some distance, but I guess that's one of those, you're up for the
when they showed the replay, of the two guys getting ready to slingshot, they were really pulling back on those ropes. So we got some serious juice.
See, and then when you could see when they did the other one, they kind of did, it was a little lighter. I wonder if that's maybe because, I know the guys have done it in NXT and stuff too, but for the AAA talent, wonder if the ropes are a little different because I know WWE uses like the actual rope.
Everything looks the same. The ring looks so much bigger in AAA though to me because it's a smaller type venue. But
right.
The ring
I was just gonna, perception. Yeah. No, but that was a fun match. And worked it. Heels won. I don't really think it mattered. Wins and losses didn't matter now, and that was just more to have a good show. I really did enjoy it though. And just like we said, it was a perfect way to kick off the show.
The LWO guys are perfect in that environment.
They are, they can, and so is what's the other guys? The, Umberto and his, I forget their name, the Garzas, they used to be. Yeah, no, it's a good showcase for them because they can show all they can do or more of what they can do. And it's not just like, unfortunately, when you see them on SmackDown or Raw, like, oh, they're going to job out with it. Even though they lost in this one, it wasn't like it was just to put somebody else over.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun watching this. This was Saturday morning for me, so I was.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. No, yeah, because for me, it was only it aired at 7:00. It was great. I went right from SmackDown into Worlds Collide. My wife's like, "How much is on tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's back-to-back shows." But the heels won. And it was a lot of fun. I think also too, where like what you said earlier about Natty and it was Fabi Apache. We weren't sure if it was Fabi when we were saying, but Corey Graves made sure to say it. Where it was just a rough spot to be in, like you're gonna, whatever the match was gonna be, it's hard to follow the 8-man Lucha Showcase match, but I do like this version of Natty. I really do.
But they're not using it on the main roster.
I kind of think that's the point because if she's using this on the main roster, she's gonna almost kind of be not unbeatable, but it's hard for her to lose in this gimmick with it, and she's just not as big of a star as who they've got.
What you gotta do is put her on NXT with this gimmick and bring up some.
They have been a little bit, but you're right. They should. That's really what she should do is just focus on that and not worry so much about the main roster. The main roster is stacked these days.
Yeah. This is where I really noticed the crowd. Like they were like, okay, we'll take a break.
Yeah, and that's whether that's because of the match itself or the spot where it was kind of it was quick though. It was like 9 minutes, 12 seconds.
Yeah, it was a good match. Kind of a weird ending, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little, I wasn't sure if that was the way it was supposed to, or if somebody missed. Yeah, it was a little, cause it was funny. I was actually grabbing a drink cause I didn't think they were going home yet. And I came in like, what? Good for YouTube though, because sometimes with the thing,
I was like, okay, well,
sometimes what I was happy was on YouTube though, because sometimes with like Peacock or Netflix is pretty good, but sometimes if you miss something, you want to skip back really quick, it can kind of screw this stuff up. But with YouTube, went back 10 seconds, saw the finish, went forward, and didn't miss anything. So now what's interesting,
modern technology is great.
Yo, it's fantastic. It's great when they use it right, because I feel like some apps like they focus more on like the homepage, and then when you're actually using it, the interface is shitty. But what's cool though is this is a number one contender match for the Reina de Reinas Championship, I believe is what they called it. Yeah, Reina de Reinas Championship, which is held by Lady Flamer. So I'm not sure. I don't think they said. I don't know if they said when that was going to be. I don't know if there's another show coming up or what, but should be interesting. She's a younger wrestler. She's only 25. Obviously, I don't know anything about her, but I'm interested to see that match. I don't know when the next Worlds Collide is, but I would assume soon.
Hopefully, they're different names instead of Worlds Collide every friggin' time.
Well, I think the other one. What was the other one? It was the
Worlds Collide.
No, the last one wasn't Worlds Collide. It was the Star. It was Triple Mania. I think the Worlds Collide is when you're doing specifically every match is going to have somebody from NXT or WWE involved, and I think those are fine, but I think there should be more of like a mix. So whatever their next one should be whatever their next pay-per-view is, and have, obviously have Dom on it, but you don't need to have a WWE contracted talent in every single match. Because the next
they have no plans currently announced for the next one.
Okay. All right. That's it. And I'm wondering if that might have been, let's see how this goes in Vegas. And yeah, now we're probably going to do this next show back in Mexico or, like you said, Southern California. I'm sure there's probably parts of Texas that would be pretty good. I mean, honestly, here in Phoenix, you have there's a pretty good contingent of Hispanic and Lucha fans. And I don't think they would do like the basketball arena, but there's where SmackDown's going to be in October. It's the ASU hockey arena that holds like 6,000 people, something like that.
I think you go to where your bread's already buttered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Those people know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I don't know who you are, you're coming out to a big pop already. And I'm like, okay, I'm interested.
Yeah. And that's how you get it over on television. Because I would think the idea is that you want to get people, you're going to showcase the talent to the American audience, but do it through YouTube initially first. I feel like is probably the best move, and then breathe into it. And
your perfect case in point was when we all sat there the first time and saw Mr. Iguana, and every single one of us said, "Who the hell is that?" And when he came out, the people were losing their freaking minds, and all of a sudden, everybody watching was like, "Oh, this guy's got a shirt on WWE Shop already." Oh,
right,
this guy, that's how you do it, dude.
That is, you're absolutely right. Because when people go crazy over something, it will get everybody else like, well, what's going on over here? What did I miss? What the hell did I miss? I mean, what was it? I was when Jim Cornette was reviewing the AJ Lee return and was saying how, for the people that maybe didn't know who she was or didn't know much about her, with everybody in Chicago losing their absolute minds, it's like, well, shit, okay, I'm into this now. And then I'm sure that her the Rise of AJ Lee video that was on YouTube probably got a lot of hits in the week after that.
In case you're all wondering out there, if you listen to what Cornette and Last said, and then listen to what Jake and George said.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same thing. But
we were pretty dead on, and both of us had to say, yeah, they're right. And then it's got to be this and that. Yeah, then shout out to Jim and Brian. Hey, if we're gonna emulate anybody, not the worst two to emulate. I'll take that.
We weren't trying to emulate. We're just.
It wasn't. No, I listened to it afterwards because I'm still catching up from when I was on vacation because I didn't listen to shit while I was on vacation. So yeah, I'd heard it. You texted me about it yesterday. I heard it like an hour beforehand. That was funny. The next match was now is Xavier Woods. Is he having like a surgery or something? I've heard he's like legitimately injured. This wasn't storyline.
Don't know for sure. I keep seeing things, but I'm not going to say anything.
Right. I was just going to say until I get a real report from somebody I trust, which unfortunately just isn't much anymore. But it was for the AAA World Tag Team Championships. Pagano and Psycho Clown defeated Kofi Kingston when Grayson Waller filled in instead of.
This was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Honestly, this was the match I was eating dinner during. I will admit that. I was watching, but I was eating.
Psycho Clown taking off his mask or peeling back his mask to have the weird bloody face thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
It's a cool horror gimmick. I wonder, obviously.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so you're good. I say with AAA, I'm sure they kind of make it more, entertainment and fun style, but you could do some really interesting stuff with that if they wanted to.
Yeah. I was happy with everything. And then the lights went out. And I'm like, what is this? And they brought the Wyatt Six in, which I didn't quite understand.
I assume that's.
And then they destroyed the two of them.
Well, I mean, it was the numbers game. I'm assuming that would be to set up the next whatever show you have tag champions versus tag, because the Wyatts still have the tag titles, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they have the WWE ones, but
the SmackDown. Yeah, and Pagano and Psycho Clown have the AAA ones.
Yeah,
so you have a title versus
title.
But
when's the last time you saw a WWE tag team go into a different promotion?
Well, what's the guys? The Garzas, they won. They had the AAA tag team titles until Triple Mania when they lost it to Pagano and Psycho Clown. I like it in the idea of it's like, hey, it gets the people to get some work and gets them out there.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Take up as much time on SmackDown.
sensically, it didn't make any sense to me, I guess. It just
I'll give you
weird.
that. I'll give, and there was a lot of that on YouTube, on X since I was watching it, I was trying to like interact with people and have fun on X, especially after what happened last time with the guy, shout out to, I forget his name now, but who, when I posted about, I didn't know what was going on with the referee and he gave me all the backstory, it got me way more invested in it. So I was having fun interacting with people that know more about it than I do with it, but I feel like a lot of people were kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
That was
odd. It was just
reaction.
odd placement, and I didn't care for the way they destroyed the AAA talent, but I understand. But I didn't like it.
I'm wondering, and now it's going to be one of those, what the hell's the follow up? What are we doing next? Which I'll be interested to see. But.
Yeah, well, you have two choices. I mean, you have the next time AAA does something, you have a tag team match for both titles, and that makes no sense, kind of. or else you have the AAA guys come to WWE and defend. Still, you're going to loot.
Right. Yeah. No, as you're saying it, I'm like, cause usually when you're like, well, it could be this. It's like, oh, I can get behind that. I'm like, yeah. That's my response. I mean, hopefully it'll be something, but I'm not, it's not that interesting.
Cause what you're heading for inadvertently is you're heading for one team with two sets of titles.
Right. Right. Unless you have some way of it being a schmoz finish, but then it's kind of like what? Yeah. No, I'm not really sure what's going on with it. I'm interested to see and hoping that they do come up with something good out of it, but I'm kind of with you. I was surprised by that, and so was everybody. I felt like. Next up was probably the more one of the most fun part of the evening, where you had Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana versus the Judgment Day of Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez with Raquel Rodriguez on the outside. I mean, this was basically Yeska versus Demonito. Let's be real. That's what we were all there for. Yeah, JBL had another great line of it's the reptilian love triangle. JBL, that's probably the best thing they've added in the last two shows from the first one, was just having, and I'm not usually a big fan of the 3-man booth, but JBL works very well in this role especially because Conan's more like reserved and not he doesn't get up around, and Graves does it a bit, but I feel like that's a great place for JBL, and he cracks me up. I enjoy him.
Yeah, Conan was a bit off on this one for me.
Yeah,
seemed like he was tired or something.
He spent an extra day in Vegas and maybe shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't know. He just seemed like he wasn't. I don't know. I can't explain.
He's always kind of like
wasn't with it. In my mind.
I like him on commentary, especially for giving the background on things. He obviously knows that he's great, but I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of energy on it, which is, that's who he is, and that's fine. But I just feel I fully get what you're saying, and I'm with you on it. But I'll put up with that for him giving me backstory on stuff, because God, it's great. Because I enjoy it. It makes me want to pay more attention.
He was really informative, but just didn't seem like he wanted to really be there that much.
Maybe he was ready to go out. It was but the show was over before 10 p.m. in Vegas, so nothing's even getting started there till midnight.
Pretty sure his going out days have come to an end.
Well, I mean, his
health has been spotty, you know what I mean?
That's true. I just think his co-host is Disco, and doesn't Disco live and work in Vegas? So, but this was fun. I mean, this was you got some fun spots with Demonito and Yeska. I enjoyed it. And this is one of the ones where I felt like you did have to have the baby faces win, because this is going to be gives people energy going into the final parts of the show. And it was just fun. And God, Lola Vice is over, man. She is so over.
And Finn can really work this style very good. I realized he's been around so long, you take him for granted.
Right. You forget that, he literally, by the time he got to WWE, he'd already had an amazing international career. And he really can do anything.
He's fun to watch.
He's kind of like, it's kind of like a utility player in baseball. He plays every position but pitcher and catcher. Like whatever you need him, he can do it.
If you want him to pitch,
he carries 6 gloves with him. Yeah, no, it's great. I enjoyed it, and I thought I thought that was what needed to happen with it. And we'll see where it continues. I feel like Finn's still going to be having his feud with Mr. Iguana, which is only good for Mr. Iguana. Yeah. The next one was one of the ones I was probably looking forward to the most, just because I watch NXT is my favorite thing to watch every week, and this one had and Ethan Page is one of the reasons why. But this one we had El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Defending his AAA Latin America Championship over Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and JD McDonough, who is another one that can work literally any style, right? Like,
dude, he is just something else, man. I was waiting for you to get to this one because I have a big thing on my piece of paper. It says star,
love it,
JD, star JD. It's amazing how good he actually is.
Yeah,
it's quite
oh my goodness. And I feel like anytime you hear anybody review the guy, nobody really has a bad word to say about him, especially with the way he works. He's safe. He's smart. I mean, he's safe with other people. Like, maybe he's not going to hurt anybody. He's going to hurt himself, but like, he's not dropping people on their heads. He's not kicking people in the back of the neck. Like, he does smart stuff in safe places. He gets heat.
His selling is very underrated, Jake. Very underrated.
Was very underrated?
His selling's underrated.
Yeah. Man, selling's just underrated in general in this world, but yes, I agree. And back to we're talking about Finn trained JD and they're best buds. Didn't it make sense? I feel like that's like their thing, is how they're competitive of how good they can make other people look, which is, that's professional wrestling. That's what's missing in a lot of the world today with what we watch, is where it's all about get my shit in and not get the shit over. It's not so much about, it's not always about you, princess.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this, and he's great.
What I did notice, even from the first match to this match, a lot of times when the guys weren't involved, they were hanging outside the ring watching things. I noticed that a lot, but that's a minor complaint.
Yeah, and I feel like that's one of the problems with four ways and triple threat match in today's society. You're going to get more of that. Yeah. And it is what it is with it, but I enjoyed the match. Like I said, Ethan Page is he's very, very good at all of this. He's another one who gets heat well. What was up?
He's very smooth, dude.
Yeah, he is. That's a good way to put it. Again, it's things where doing things the right way, hitting people in safe places, not dropping people on their heads, not trying to do the hardest thing you can do, do a couple notches down. It's always that, don't do shit you don't know how to do, baby.
Hey, going back for a minute to the very first match, when did the new La Parka become 6'8"? Jesus. I forgot I wrote that down. When did La Parka play basketball?
Right, he came out of
dude. God.
I know there's other stories that there's multiple La Parkas, but yeah, that's a good point. And also too, you had the mini in that match, and just the look. Yeah, no, you got a point. That's a very valid point. And shout out to the Judgment Day too, by the way, being all over this card. 4 of the 5 of them wrestled, and Raquel was out there with it.
Raquel's found her spot finally.
Yeah,
I'm very happy for her.
Yeah, I agree. She's a great person, a hard worker, and that whole skin condition shit was terrible. You just felt awful for her, and she's gotten through that, and she's found a great role to shine in. And I'm excited to see what they do when Liv comes back, because you got a bunch of different options. It'll all work well no matter what they do. It'll just be interesting to see which trigger they pull.
Maybe you'll remember this. I don't remember. You remember? Oh, now I remember. Raquel's been getting advice from Kevin Nash how to be a big person.
Oh, yes.
So that's been going well, because she's totally different now. She acts like a big person.
Right. Yeah. No, it's, like Nash and Tay work like a big man. She works like a big lady. She really does. And she does well with it. And it's more than just, she's got a lot more than a back and a smile now.
I don't want to see her smile. I don't want to see her smile. I don't want to see her back spread. I want to see her kick someone's ass.
Yeah, no, she's got that good badass look with it. Yeah, and she can really pull it off well. And it's been a good, over a year for her now since she's been back full time and kicking ass with them.
Yeah, you can tell when the advice started kicking in too. You can feel. Yeah,
you really can. Yeah, that's a good point. And good on her for taking the advice and putting it to use. Yep. That's back to when we were talking about, I just put up the clip, like right before we went on here, of us talking about the state of AEW and what they need, and that they need coaching and help and get people to improve. Because when you watch it and see it happen, it's amazing to see. Speaking of improvement, and another person that's done very well with their coaching, Dominik Mysterio. It was cool to see they had the like backstage segments with him talking with, Ray, and you're going to put the belt on me afterwards. But even then Finn Balor was like, you got to do this by yourself, which he did ish.
Not really,
but it was him. Yeah, no, that's why I said ish. I was kidding. I just love everything. I love the way Dom works. I love everything about the kid. It's just awesome to see.
The whole deadbeat date. The deadbeat dad thing has got me cracking up every time someone says it.
It's so funny. It's just so great because it's Ray too. Like everybody loves Ray to death. Like nobody's got bad things to say.
He's the best guy in the world.
It is, and he was the best dad in the world, and they're loving this at home. Like they know. Like I don't think there's probably a prouder person in the company than Ray of Dominik. It's just got to be especially too because I'm sure he had that point before the turn of like, oh God, my kid's an idiot. Like, not an idiot, but just he's not going to get over. It's not going to work out. It's going to be another Nepo situation. But good on Dom, man. He has done well. And
Triple A is in so much need of a heel champion.
Yeah.
You could tell this El Heel the Vikingo thing just didn't work. Didn't go.
He's not supposed to be a heel and they hate him. And it wasn't just that they hate it. It was a go away heat. It wasn't like you could turn him and it would work out. They needed to get the title off of him, and Dom was the perfect person. And, I made it as a prediction on our show, on the last episode with it, but I really wasn't so much a prediction. I was more of like, I think this is what needs to happen. It just makes sense. And I got, and the bastards, they tricked me. They got me. I got worked when he got the visual pinfall and there was no ref. It was like, oh fuck, no, this is going to be when they don't. And then they still did it anyway. El Grande Americano helps him out. I like how Dom put a mask on. Like that was fun. And then was able to, when he had the, I kind of knew when he put the mask on that was going to be what they did with it, but it was perfect. It worked very well.
Yeah, they screwed it up once or twice too, right?
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, but I can't even imagine the nerves and just what he was feeling going into it. Not only like singles match, main eventing a major show, whether it's main roster, whatever. It was on YouTube. It was going to be a big show, and winning a company's top title, whether you want to call it a world title, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I would. Like, he's a world champion now. I mean, that's what I've been saying about Trick, because I don't consider the NXT title a world title. That's just the top of NXT. But I do consider the the TNA title to be a world title. So Trick Williams is a world champion, and that's what I look at with Dom. And damn it, it's awesome to see. I'm really happy for him. I popped for it. I was clapping in my house. It's so crazy to think where he was before. Was it the first Clash? Was it the first Clash at the Castle? The first one in Scotland? Yeah, I think it was when he kicked Edge in the balls and turned his life around. Yeah. And from that day to this, and it's also funny with you, and I hate to be this guy, but look at like Hook returned and doing whatever the hell he's doing, and they changed the music because Action Andretti talked crap about AEW, and there was a time when people were comparing them. Who's better? Who's going to be a bigger star?
People get this kind of screwed up. No one ever said that Hook was better.
No, it was just like that was the comparison.
There was just a comparison at the time because they both were popping, both were starting up.
And it made people a lot of sense.
Let's make a comparison between Hook and Dom. And at the time,
it made sense.
At the time, you could lean towards Hook a little bit.
Oh, I definitely did. I definitely did for a good while. I was definitely Team Hook, and it's not the team one way or the other. I understood why they made the comparisons. It made a lot of sense. They were similar size. They were similar age. They're both sons of legends. And Hook seemed a hell of a lot cooler too when Dom had that short haircut and his weird gear that he used to wear.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, it has a bit to do with the talent involved, but really it's the company and the machine behind it. The machine and WWE figured out what to do with Dom, got behind him, and have pushed him perfectly. And Hook's been doing the same shit for 5 years. It's just.
Did you notice Did you notice the mean looks that the Judgment Day were giving Dom when he was hugging El Grande?
Yeah, and they built that slowly, like behind the scenes at Raws and stuff when he's been getting involved with El Grande, and Finn doesn't like it whatever with it because, Finn says that they're a equal group, but he clearly clearly thinks he's the leader and treats people like the leader, which I think it'll all still involve with what happens when Liv comes back. It's funny to think about it, but eventually, like, not even eventually, relatively soon, I think somehow out of all this, Dom's going to be a babyface on the main roster in WWE somehow out of this. It's going to be fantastic.
They're planting those early seasons.
Yeah.
Cause it wasn't just Finn looking awkward at him. It was all four of them. Right.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a lot of fun how they did it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the show. I thought it was it was well paced. The matches were fun. Nothing went too long. I don't even think the longest match was the main event, and it was 18 minutes, 22 seconds. They didn't wear out their welcome. They ran through it. And I mean, especially too, knowing that most of your fans watching this are going to have been watching SmackDown before going into this. It was a fun 5 hours. I enjoyed it. I'm so happy that Dom won. I'm excited to see what they do on Raw with him tomorrow. I'm assuming he'll come out with both titles and just be a little shit, and it's going to be great. I'm excited for it. I enjoyed it.
I liked how at the end he made his dad put the title around him.
Yeah.
And they had to bleep out a couple of the F-bombs.
Yeah.
Even on YouTube they did.
Yeah. No, well, it's smart. They know they want to do, it's one of the things people ask, like, why do they censor they're on Netflix? Does it matter? Yeah, but they want to be able to rate it as PG or whatever so they can classify it when people search for it. And, if you're on a Netflix kids account, or a YouTube kids account, you can still watch those shows more, because of the bleeping for it. So that makes sense to me. And we all know what they said.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. As usual, these shows are fun.
They're
keeping them pretty well far apart from each other, like once every couple months, which is fine.
Yeah, it's like every 6 to 8 weeks, and that's why I was wondering what the next one will be with it for it. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the chronology for AAA or World Collider. Yeah, it's just AAA's next pay-per-view to be determined.
Yeah, I just told you that. I wasn't going to lie.
Well, I'm just saying it's even online. I'm excited to see what it'll be. I'm very interested with the next one. I'm sure it's got to be announced soon. I would be shocked if it's not announced this week during Raw or SmackDown, but we'll see.
And it should be in Mexico as well, I hope.
I would think it would be, or like El Paso or something, like right close to it. But I would bet that they would, especially having this one. I don't think they would do back-to-back ones in the States. Like I said, I think the best move is to do 2 in Mexico and 1 in the US until you can get to the point where you can do every other. Because obviously they want to spread it out and make a lot of money with it, but I'm interested to see where it'll go. I very much enjoyed the show. I'm not sure what was the venue was the Thomas and Mack Center in Vegas. So that's fun though. I enjoyed it. I think that's where UNLV plays basketball.
I don't know. Got me hanging.
Yeah, I think so. Cool. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about or bring up before we
start? I'll do that portion. Keep in mind, folks, we did have some kind of an announcement on our last episode, October 5th.
Yes.
On the Spaces will be an early episode. We're going to do something for the overseas folks. And I have a special guest planned for that day. So it'll be around between 12 and 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah. We'll plot that out. And since you've got the guests, see what works best for them too. I'm not, depending on the time difference and what they have with their schedules, I'm happy to work around it. That should be a lot of fun.
It's a work in progress. It always is.
As always, that's what we're doing. We always, always improving, which is why I've never have a problem with constructive criticism. Let people let us know what they like, what they don't like, Speaking of which, thanks everybody for commenting recently. We've seen a lot of comments coming in on the YouTube videos, and I really appreciate that, just for the activity with it, the interaction. George and I both try to respond to as many as we can. Sometimes I feel like they're more geared towards you, so I just let you respond with them, but I always make sure to give it the react, the channel love react. I want to, we really do appreciate every single person who interacts and listens to what we do, because we're just kind of shooting from the hip here and having fun. So we really appreciate that there's other people who want to hear what we have to say.